I'm WNBL champion Beck Cole and Women's Kangaroos head coach Damon Lowry. Great to see you both. A massive round of WNBL, and we've got some breaking news straight off the top. It was confirmed today that Sarah Blicavs and the UC Caps have parted ways mutually. This is the statement that Canberra have released today, that she will be leaving the club due to a big opportunity. So a massive loss to the Caps.
What's the opportunity?
We'll have to wait and see. There are some rumours, perhaps, that there might be an overseas contract in the works for Sarah Blicavs, but we'll have to wait and see. Damon?
I just wonder, she has a lot of interests. I was just wondering, is it basketball related? Is it business related?
Well, this is the statement. A significant overseas opportunity is the word from the club.
And for the personal side for Sarah, it's a great opportunity to go overseas. She's 33 years old, a new experience. But on the other hand, your Caps, you're aiming for fourth for a final spot, one of their marquee players. That's going to be hard. The likes of Sissoko, Poch need to step up, or do they get a replacement? We'll have to wait and see.
Let's hear straight from Sarah. This is what she had to say when making her announcement today.
Hey everyone, Sarah here. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone here in Canberra for being so supportive of myself, for accepting me, for allowing me to thrive in this environment. You guys have been just the best people I've ever dealt with. It's the most professional club I've ever been a part of, the best bunch of girls that I've ever had the experience of playing with. And more importantly, the fans here have just been so sensational. It's mind-blowing, the support and how great you guys all are. I'm very sad to be leaving you all. It was a very hard decision, but I think with me being 33 this year, where I'm at in my career, I had to take these opportunities because they don't come around all that often.
So massive news coming out of the Caps today after their thrilling victory over Perth on the weekend. Sarah Blicavs will not play for the remainder of the season. She's currently out with a knee injury, has been missing the last couple of weeks, but we won't see her again this season. So, Beck, from a player's perspective, how hard is it to wrestle with some of these decisions when you're weighing up so many different opportunities across your whole basketball career?
Oh, it's hard. And she changed. Obviously, she's coming back from an injury where she thought she was never going to play again. So you get an opportunity like this, it's hard to say no to it. But then on the other hand, you've built relationships. You've gone to a club that you have really fallen in love with, as we see there. You also feel bad because you're leaving them halfway through the season. So it's sort of a catch-22 in this scenario, but you have to do what's right for you.
An opportunity like what? You know something.
I don't know nothing. I'm just, basketball's the real winner.
Hey, look, she's only played 12 games this season. So the league will miss her because she's Sarah Blicavs. But will the Canberra Capitals miss her? They just won. She hasn't played. It's not like she's played all season and has been in dominating form all season. So I feel like Canberra will be fine, even though they would love to have her. But I think they got bigger fish to fry.
Let's get into our key takeaways of the week. We're going to start with you, Beck. A massive round of hoops in the WNBL. What have you got?
What big upsets we had in this round. And there was two, but the biggest one has to be the Flames beating the Spirit. This loss from the top of the table now stops their amazing 10-game winning streak. And Unique Thompson single-handedly dismantled the Spirit's interior defence, delivering a career-high 32 points and 10 rebounds. And then look at this. This is the passion. What a great team performance. The Caps beat the red-hot Perth Lynx. Hanshu was amazing. Double-double, 30 points, 15 rebounds. But then you had Nadio Poch with this amazing buzzer-beater winner. Intense, amazing.
Incredible round. We've got one more game as well coming up tonight between Townsville and Geelong. Can Geelong take a leaf out of the Caps book and the Sydney Flames book for that matter and maybe cause an upset? Damon, there are some concerns at Geelong. What's your key takeaway of the week?
My key takeaway with the Geelong Venom, like I said in that game, was I'm not quite sure if they still love basketball. That beatdown was so bad. To have 18 points and a half of basketball, I'm expecting a violent response after a performance like that. And I'm intrigued to see how a team bounces back after something like that. The teams at the top of the ladder, the Perths, the Blicavs, I know what I'm going to get from them. I want to see the heart and ticker. I get so motivated by the underdog. Nobody thinks they can win this game but their immediate family. Can they pull off the upset of the season? What would you give? like Mel Gibson and Braveheart saying, what would you give for one chance? You know what I mean? They got a chance right now to do something really special. I want to see where their heart is at.
Coming off a 42-point loss to the Flyers on the weekend, this is what their coach had to say post-game.
Well, we did a review and we moved on pretty quickly. Our last 15 minutes against Perth, I thought was solid, and we were hoping to get a transfer into this game, and that was the approach all week. We had a good training week. This is what's confusing to me is we train as hard as anybody in the league, and we're just not getting transfer into the games.
As you just said, you moved on quickly from that loss. Do you think this result, it will just be another one of those?
We won't move on quickly from this. We'll do a review, and then it doesn't get any easier for us. Play Townsville on Tuesday, and then back at our place on Friday. So we need to play with a bit more pride.
So what do we make of those comments, Beck? A 28-point loss against Perth, didn't review it heavily, then a 42-point loss against the Flyers, and they'll have to look closely at that tape.
What is hard is you have to take that personal, like you said, Damon. You just can't go out, let people beat you, push you around like that. Sometimes if you have a quick game turnarounds, you can't. You've got to move on and you've got to focus on the next game coming up. You can't do anything about that. But now they have a longer period of time. You have to go back, you have to watch the film, you have to know what you can do better, and you have to prepare and you have to bring it to Townsville in the fire pit.
It's been a tough season for Geelong. They're on bottom of the ladder with just 3 wins. And their coach, Chris Lucas, was also asked about his future post-game.
Look, there's always challenges in that area, but if you're worried about that, you shouldn't be doing it in the first place. So I'll just continue to do what I do and look forward to the next game.
So a big challenge for the Geelong Venom up against the Townsville Fire tonight in enemy territory. My biggest takeaway of the week, off the back of the big breaking news today, Sarah Blicavs is leaving the UC Caps. My takeaway is no Blicavs and Caps can't win the championship from here. I think she's that big of a loss that I don't think that they can win the championship without her.
I respectfully disagree. I don't think they can win the championship because Bendigo and Perth and Townsville are in the competition. But they can definitely win some basketball games, and they can obviously make the playoffs. The Southside Flyers, they're right now okay, but that 4th spot is still up for grabs. Once you get into the top 4, as we know, anything can happen, right? So I'm not putting all the eggs in the Blicavs basket, even though she would be a help. But after the win they just had, Sarah who is what they're saying.
And coming off the back of that, I agree. That's got to be the biggest upset because you had Jade Melbourne and Sarah out. But then you have to be so positive and filled with confidence knowing we stepped up. Maybe Poch, that's the game she needed to turn her season around individually. So I can't wait to see.
They still have to make the top 4 before they can even challenge for the championship. So we'll have to wait and see for that race for the top 4 spot. But let's get stuck into the round that was round 12. What a round we saw. It kicked off on Friday night. These are the results so far. But also on Saturday, it was the biggest upset that we've been talking about. So it kicked off on Friday night. Perth with a win over Adelaide. The Flyers, their massive win over Geelong. The Caps in that stunning win against Perth by 3 points. Townsville getting the job done easily over the Adelaide Lightning. And again, the Flames with a big upset. Bendigo's 10-game winning streak coming to an end. But this is the game that we are all talking about. The moment of the season. It was the Caps who beat Perth in an absolute thriller thanks to Nards Poch at the end with a half-court buzzer beater. These are the highlights from the game. It was just a stunning contest from start to finish.
It really was. It was going back and forward like cat and mouse, and what credit to the young Capitals team that was out there. They really stuck with Perth the whole game. And although we said it earlier, Han Shu, she was so dominant, it was a team performance, and that lady right there who really stepped up and had her best game of the season.
Everybody steps up a little bit in the absence of, like we said, Jay Melbourne. So now everybody else got to step up. It takes a while. Over time, you get a little bit more confidence because guess what? Is the coach going to yank me out after a few minutes? Who else are you going to put in? So all of a sudden, you're playing with a little bit more freedom, a little bit more confidence, and you need another thing to happen. You need Perth to be down a little bit. Now, Perth didn't get blown out. That game could have went into overtime quite easily, and Perth could have ran over the top of them in OT. Didn't happen, but Perth, you got to catch them just below a little bit their best for something like that to happen.
It did look like it was going to OT at some stage there, but let's take a look at the final play, Damon. Break it down for us. So where did it perhaps maybe go a little bit wrong for Perth here? Because they had the game pretty much in their hands, and it was stolen away from Hanshu by Poch. And as we know, the rest is history. But talk us through this final play.
Right now, the ball is in the right person's hands. They run this go screen action looking for Amy. It wasn't open. Allie Wilson, who was uncharacteristically turned the ball over. She was trying to go to Hanju. Defensive transitions, bit of a scramble. That is just a crazy shot. The odds of that going in are so slim. But the biggest thing is you cannot turn the ball over. You got to get the last shot. I would have liked to have seen Allie Wilson just go flat. Sometimes we get too complicated. Sometimes we try to overthink and do all these intricate actions. I'm saying that Willie got the mismatch. Everybody go flat. Allie Wilson the top. 5, 4, 3. Get on the rim. And I'm sure there's something good would happen. She would have drew a foul or got an and one. So I thought they got a little bit too cute.
The pictures on the final buzzer were that of agony and ecstasy. Let's have a listen to what both clubs had to say after the match.
I was actually glad that we didn't have to go into overtime, honestly. So glad it went in, but I don't know. I don't even know. Just threw it up and it went in, and yeah, game's over.
Well, it's never about like one shot. It's all fancy that it comes down to the last shot, and God, it always sucks when it ends like that. But I mean, I felt like we lost the game in that first half.
No, I didn't know it was going in. I honestly just threw it.
It looked good. It looked good coming out of your hand.
Yeah.
Were you pretty confident about
It looked good coming out.
These are some of the pictures that we're seeing on socials as well of the final moment. The crowd there, they had one of the biggest crowds of the season in the AIS arena. They love their basketball and getting around the caps, and they were treated to, like I said, not only one of the moments of the season, but they'll remember that for a very, very long time. The scenes were amazing, Beck.
It really was, and in a post-game interview, you heard Nard say how amazing it is to have their fans. It's like their sixth man in there, and you can tell Canberra loves their basketball, and isn't that what we love about sport, is that anything can happen, and if the shot's not up, it's not in, Damon.
It's 100%. If you don't throw it up, you got no chance of it going in. And I'll tell you what, too, the way that team stayed in the game, even though the odds are they're not really supposed to win, and they stayed in it, and now the confidence they take into their next game for the rest of the season, going like this.
A moment to remember. Plenty more to come on the W Show, but as we take you to the break, let's take a look at the Nards Poch game winner from all angles.
Do we have one more twist left? Here it comes.
Welcome back to the W Show. Jess Webster with you alongside Beck Cole and Damon Lowry as we get stuck into our rolling teams of the year. This is where it starts to get a little bit juicy and spicy. We're going to kick it off with Damon's team of the year so far. Take it away.
Nope, ladies first.
That's a plot twist.
That's right, beauty before age, people. So, with my team of the week, in the 1 spot, Chi Batani, 2 spot, Mila Sowa, 3 Isabel Borlase, 4 Mackenzie Holmes, and 5 Han Shu. Chi Batani, we trust. She's a big-time player, has been instrumental to the Lynx. We see what she's averaging there, 15 points per game. She had an amazing 25 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and shot the ball at 62.5% in their first game of this round. And then you got MVP candidate Izzy Borlase. She is just killing it for the Spirit. She had a 32-point game the other night, even in their loss, but you can tell she's the power engine for their team. And then Han Shu, she is killing it in this league. And what I loved, even though they lost, she had the 30 points, and I love to see her finally get in that big rebound column, the 15 points. Damon.
You've done an Uno reverse here, Damon, so your case better be strong.
That is a very good team. You can make some arguments for that. There was a couple flaws, though.
Okay.
Bring up the team, please. Bring up the team. Don't let that turnover fool you that Allie Wilson had against Canberra Capital. She's big time, really at the point. Obviously, we got Mila Sowa, both of us, because she's a little international flamethrower. Izzy Borlase, we've already spoken about her. I've got Kayla George in my team, 15 and 11 rebounds, and she's in her 52nd season of playing WNBL basketball. She's taking the absolute Mickey out of the league, producing numbers like that. Obviously, we got Han Shu. Look at my team right there. There's a lot of firepower right there, Beck. And the reason my team is a little bit different than yours, mine represents winning. I value winning way more than you could ever imagine, and nobody gets into my rolling team of the year if you are not in the top 4. So, with all due respect to Mackenzie Holmes, who I hope signs a long-term contract with Geelong or somebody in the WNBL, I just can't have her in there because they are dead last.
They are last, but this is where I go, you can't win MVP. For me, you have to be in the top 4. But you can still make the All-Star 5 team because it shows you are still outscoring and playing better than others. But hey, Damon, we can agree to disagree.
We can listen to you guys debate, I think, all show, but we do have to move on. But stay tuned for the team of the week next week. Big issue at the moment in the competition is going to be percentage in the run home. So we saw some big upsets on the weekend. Bendigo's 10-game winning streak came to an end. Perth's 7-game winning streak came to an end. The fight for 4th is heating up. Flyers and Caps look like they're in the fight for 4th. This is the Bunnings Warehouse ladder as it stands at the moment. But Beck and Damon, it's going to come down to percentage, and that's where it becomes an issue for the Capitals.
We've seen in the NBL a couple of seasons ago, it come down to literally the last shot of the season. The days of just dribbling out the clock when the game is over, when you got like an 8 or 9 point lead and you just don't want to take that last shot because you think it's embarrassing to the other team, you got to play the entire game out, score as many points as humanly possible because, like you said, percentage is extremely important.
So things getting very interesting indeed in the run home to the WNBL finals. Let's move on now to our personality of the year, one of our favourite segments here on the W Show. And we're going to kick it off. One vote, Ariana Prather, bringing a little bit of Christmas cheer to our coverage.
Happy holidays, do-do-do-do. I'm so excited! You are right, it is almost Christmas time, and I'm feeling the Christmas cheer for their matchup tonight.
Absolutely love that. She has a much better singing voice than I do, I think.
Oh, she's got some good range there. We love the festive spirit. It's so much fun.
Ariana got the personality of 3 normal people.
And we look forward to having her on the coverage tonight. We're going to speak to her in a couple of moments. Moving on to our 2 votes and 3 votes from singing to dancing. Let's take a look at this. This is Carly Wilson and Jade Melbourne in the nation's capital on the weekend, right before doing an interview, giving us a little bit of the Macarena. Who do we reckon did the better job?
Ooh, I'm going to lean towards Carly on that one.
Yeah, Carly.
Close, though.
Jado looked really good with a little hurt finger hand, doing the dance. Hips looking good, ladies. Don't we love to see that, though?
Absolutely do. So we've given 2 votes to Carly, 3 votes to Jade Melbourne for that. But make sure you stay tuned to our Personality of the Year through the remaining rounds, because Sarah Blicavs has been leading our Personality of the Year competition to this point, but she's not playing for the rest of the season. So the race is open for our big award.
Where's she going, Beck? Where's she going over there?
We might tease that out of Beck a little later, but stay with us. We're going to preview the big game at Townsville against Geelong coming up next. Welcome back to the W Show as we build up to tonight's big clash between the Townsville Fire and Geelong Venom at the Fire Pit. Now, there's a massive inclusion tonight for Townsville. Injured star Courtney Woods makes her return, and we cannot wait to see her in action tonight. And she joins us now live at the venue. Courtney, thanks so much for your time pre-game. How excited are you to be back tonight?
Yeah, it's awesome to be back. I feel like as much hype as an encouragement I've gotten. People would think I've been out for months, but yeah, it was a quick 2.5 weeks, but very excited to finally be back.
And Cowboy Woody, obviously all the fans are so happy that you're back, especially at the Fire Pit tonight. But for the fans back home who don't really know a lot about the rehab process, what was it like coming back and finally getting to game day today?
Yeah, so I feel like the rehab is kind of like the easiest part, I guess. So kind of I had like a disruption in my hamstring tendon. So kind of once you sort that part out, and then you get into the fun thing called load management, which if you've ever had an experience with, you know it's not too fun. So you kind of just got to build back kind of bit by bit. So today I'll kind of be on a bit of limited minutes, but kind of just building back to hopefully playing, I won't say 40 minutes because that would not be a pretty sight, but kind of normal minutes in a week.
And then coming back to your game, how is it mentally for you? Do you feel pressure to be back in the form that you were, or is it, hey, I'm back, I'm happy to be with my team, and I'm just taking this minute by minute?
Yeah, honestly, I think just kind of focusing on the enjoyment side of things. For me, I really did miss kind of just playing with my team, so I'm sure won't be the exact same as how I was feeling before I got hurt, but I think just kind of building bit by bit, so hopefully by finals I'll be feeling 100% ready to go.
Courtney, I'm fascinated. I'm intrigued about the whole minutes restrictions business. Now, I got my own take on it.
Yes,
and first,
I've heard
welcome
you're a
back.
hater.
Now,
Yes.
tell me, do they include you? Do they include you in this magical number of minutes that you're allowed to play? And what is that number, if you don't mind telling us?
Yeah. I would say I have zero medical training, so I am not included in these meetings. I am kind of just told the result of them. The second part of the question was, yeah, the magic number will be looking around like 20 tonight. I've told Shannon as long as we don't enter the 30s, like I feel like as long as it starts at 20, but then also I could get out there and be gasping for air and be calling for a sub in 2 minutes. So you kind of just see what happens, kind of see where we're at.
Well, good luck with that. Now, also, tell me about your new teammate, Jessie Edwards, 6'4" out of the University of Minnesota. Tell me a little bit about her.
Yeah, Jessie got here last night about 9 p.m. So yeah, she's just was at shoot around this morning with us, was watching all these plays. I'm sure it's been an absolute whirlwind for her, but it was great to meet her. I think as soon as Coxie went down, I think on the Friday, we knew we needed someone here by Tuesday. So it was awesome for her to be able to get here this quick, and yeah, excited to get to know her more this week.
Now, it's a big night for you, Courtney. You're back. You've got a new teammate in Jessie Edwards. It's also Community Heroes Night as well at the Fire Pit. Tell us a little bit about that and what it means.
Yeah, I think kind of anything community related is super important in Townsville. It's a community owned club, so all the money that comes in here is poured in by the Townsville city. There's no private ownership. So I think this round especially, we just kind of let's give as much thanks and appreciation and just kind of attention to a lot of the volunteers and community workers who a lot of the times don't get that. So just kind of bringing a little bit more attention to these great causes anytime we can.
Absolutely, it's a wonderful initiative. Now, before we let you go, we have to ask you about your pet dog. You have a very, very special relationship.
Oh my gosh.
Tell us about that and bringing them to the game, perhaps.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I've tried, but he's definitely morphed into my entire personality. I'm definitely that person now who brings him anywhere. I've stopped asking people, I now just take him. But yeah, I think kind of the next step is to seeing how we can get him into the game, how we can get him his own box, maybe his own section, maybe change Susie's deck to Reggie's desk. I think really the sky's the limit here.
Oh, we absolutely love it. Hopefully we'll see them at a game soon. Thank you so much for your time pre-game, and good luck tonight.
No worries. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much to Courtney Woods for giving us a little bit of her time pre-game. She's an absolute star, and cannot wait to see Jessie Edwards in action tonight. So from leaving in WA, she's got 52 games of WNBL experience under her belt with the Perth Lynx as well in previous years, and she gets her opportunity here tonight coming into a Townsville lineup, and they've done it well over the last few years, bringing replacement players who've gone on to win championships. The likes of Nia Coffey and Shyla Hill come to mind as well, so what an opportunity.
I know she sure has, and she's just been with the Hoiha team over in the Tui League in New Zealand. So for me, she's coming off some good form. Obviously, you're going to see Lauren Cox out. It's hard to not have Lauren Cox, but if she can come in, rebound the ball, great pick and rolls with her guards, she'll be a great asset off the bench.
She's played in the NBL 1 West competition, winning a championship back in 2023, and as Damon mentioned, has spent some college experience at the University of Minnesota. So no doubt that she'll be looking forward to opportunity tonight. And it does mean that she had to debut tonight because the qualifying is 8 games to play finals. So she'll play tonight and then hopefully qualify for finals. But a big game coming up tonight, Townsville Geelong. Who will win and why?
Who will win? I think Townsville might just win. Just.
It's been a crazy round.
Anything can happen. This is WNBL26, so no team can come in with an attitude problem because Geelong, we've seen upsets already. So I'm sure Geelong is chomping at the bit to make up for what happened to them the other day. So I'm still going to tip Townsville at home, but like I said, they need to come out and take care of business straight away.
And these are Geelong scorers this season, Beck. It really is. Mackenzie Holmes a bust for Geelong. They need to find some support.
She really is. Holmes is the MVP of that team, and we see the 21.5 points. She did a great, almost 56 field goal percentage. And Shyla Hill coming into the lineup, she's obviously brought some scoreboard pressure, but the likes of Jazz Shelley, she really needs to get going. And unfortunately, they lost Gemma Potter, who was one of their 5, but this is going to be a hard one because you have such a deep Townsville Fire team.
So a massive challenge for Geelong Venom tonight. They need to respond in a big way, and they're coming up against one of the competition's best in Townsville Fire. Stay with us. The big game between Townsville and Geelong is up next.
Holmes outside the arc. She can do it all. Off the arc. Oh, Alex Sharp, that was crafty. Woods inside of the reverse.
Cash from Soa. I've been waiting on that, Vila. What took you so long?
Hello and welcome Welcome to Tuesday Night Hoops, with the Townsville Fire hosting the Geelong Venom, with a chance tonight to grab top spot on the ladder as the race towards the WNBL finals heats up. It's also the return tonight of star Courtney Woods as the Fire debut a new player in Jessie Edwards, who returns to the league as an injury replacement player for Lauren Cox. The players have arrived thanks to Mana Hotels as we get set to close out round 12 of the WNBL competition at the Fire Pit tonight. Thanks for your company wherever you're watching. My name is Jess Webster and I'm joined in commentary tonight by two-time WNBL champion Beck Cole and NBL champion and Women's Kangaroos head coach Damon Lowry. Beck and Damon, a big opportunity for Townsville tonight, but if we've learnt anything from round 12 is that you cannot get complacent if you're one of the big three.
Exactly. We've had two big upsets from two of the top teams. And now we have Townsville Fire, who if they get this win, they can move ahead back onto top of the ladder. And that is so important as we come down to the nitty-gritty end of the season. The
Townsville Fire are playing for a top 2 spot. The Geelong Venom, the basketball gods, are looking at you like this. What y'all gonna do? You need to make up for what happened the other day. They need to absolutely go full out. Nobody expects them to win. Nobody. Only the immediate family think there's snowball's chance in Darwin of winning this game. They have a great opportunity to shock the world. Let's see how they come out.
Let's see what they've got. They'll have to play tonight without Alex Sharp as well, who is a late out due to illness. But let's head courtside because Ariana Prather caught up with their coach Chris Lucas a few moments ago.
Coach, thanks for joining me pregame. I have to ask, after this week, there's only a handful of games left in the regular season. How do you keep the morale high after all the hardships you guys have faced this year?
Oh, look, it's difficult and it's challenging, but they're professional athletes, so we have to respond after each game, and we're hoping that we see a better response tonight.
You have the unique opportunity of playing the Townsville Fire back-to-back here at their house and then next at your house. How do you take advantage of that opportunity?
Oh, look, they're a great team. They're deep and it's challenging, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
About 30 seconds ago, I saw it pop up on your guys' Instagram page. No Alex Sharp tonight. How do you plan to make up for her absence? And can you give us any details on what's going on with her?
Yeah, look, she's not very well. She arrived yesterday. She was sick and it's got worse today. So it's better that she's away from the team. And how do we cover that? We'll just have to see how the game goes. It's going to be challenging from a size point of view, but we'll do the best we can.
Well, we send prayers her way, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So the task has just gotten a little tougher for Geelong tonight. No Alex Sharp. They've lost their last 2 games by a combined 70 points against Perth and Southside. They're desperate to provide a response tonight against the Townsville Fire, who are also hoping to make it a couple in a row after beating Adelaide earlier this round. Mackenzie Holmes has been in stunning form for the Geelong Venom. She's averaging the 21 points per game and nearly 10 rebounds as well. So they'll be hoping for a big performance from her tonight. But let's head into the Townsville camp because Ariana also caught up with one of their stars in Alex Fowler a couple of moments ago.
Alex, thank you for joining me pregame. You guys are sitting second on the ladder. You're playing against a team that you guys should beat, but how do you make sure you don't come out here and underestimate them tonight?
I think we just can't come out complacent. This week has been a round of upsets. Watching Perth and Bendigo down to Caps and Sydney, you know, we know that Geelong are going to come out and fight. They've always put up a good fight, especially against us, so I think we really got to lock into the key details.
You guys do so many things well, but what would you say your guys' biggest strength is?
How we move the ball. I think I said this in our last one, a few games ago we kind of got away from that, and I think last game against Adelaide we went back to that, just found the rhythm of getting the extra pass, getting 2 feet in the paint, finding open plays. I think we got to be able to do that, and if shots drop, they drop. If they don't, you know, we got to really lock in on the defensive end.
Absolutely, and you specifically, you had almost a double-double during your last game. How were you able to execute so well during your guys' last game, and how do you plan on doing it tonight?
Just doing my role. I think I'm a player who loves to be a role player and help my team get to wherever they need to be to win, obviously. And I think, you know, I just got to lock down. We got great players to play against, and I think we got to really lock them down and not let them get going and get confident early. So hopefully I can do that and contribute to that. And whatever's needed, whether I'm rebounding, passing, whatever it may be, I'm just hopefully going to step up for it.
I look forward to watching you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
She's having a wonderful season, is Alex Fowler. It's a massive night for the Townsville Fire. They welcome back the captain and Courtney Woods. They're going to debut a new player in Jessie Edwards, and it's also Community Heroes round at the Fire Pit tonight. The atmosphere is building. We're looking forward to this contest. So let's head courtside and welcome into the coverage Ariana Prather. Hello.
Hey guys, I'm super excited to be here. You said it, spot on. The atmosphere is absolutely amazing. But I'm excited for tonight's matchup because this is a statement game. Either way you slice it, for the Venom, if they're able to get this upset, they're definitely going to make a huge statement across the league that they're not just going to roll over for the regular season. And I saw one of their leaders, Jazz Shelley, before the game, and she said it's going to come down to discipline. Townsville Fire are known for their discipline on the offensive, defensive end, so can they stay consistent? Can they match their discipline? That's going to be key for them. But I'm excited for tonight's matchup. You see how loud it is here in the arena. Let's see who's going to make a statement here tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Ariana. Looking forward to your contributions tonight. So a few moments to go before tip-off tonight. Townsville Fire, a big opportunity for them to claim top spot on the ladder after Bendigo's 10-game winning streak came to an end last night against the Sydney Flames. Will Geelong take inspiration from the Flames' performance and perhaps cause an upset tonight? Always a big crowd in attendance. Alicia Froling up against Mackenzie Holmes for the tip-off, who, as we've mentioned, Beck is having an amazing season, averaging the 21 points per game. Can she guide her side to victory tonight? She'll need a big one.
Definitely, that is a key to the game. Townsville need to shut down that woman in Mackenzie Holmes. I think a combination of Froling, Fowler, Jessie Edwards will have a go on her, and if they can force her into some contested mid-range jump shots or get her into early foul trouble, Geelong's primary focus in that scoring engine will be up for debate.
So no Alex Sharp if you just joined us for the Geelong Venom tonight as Shyla Hill puts a shot up. And it's no good as Ellis takes it away. A quick transition Fowler. They work it to Sora in the corner for a team lifter in the opening moments. Not quite.
That's the one thing that Geelong Venom, that is a great pass, Shyla Hill. Bad luck, Mackenzie Holmes couldn't get it to go. Defensive transition was non-existent last time the Venom hit the floor. Good to see them get back and contest that last possession.
Here goes Courtney Woods. Rattles out her first shot of the night. In her return from a hamstring injury. Great to see her back.
And you could see the fans just wanting that to go down for the Captain Woody. It's great to see her back on the floor, and she's a glue, heart and soul to this Townsville team, so it's really good to see her back at the fire pit.
Shot clock ticking down here for Geelong. The referee spotted a foul.
Beck, can you see how patient Geelong has been on the offensive end right now? 2 possessions in a row. The ball has got from side to side, got through hands. Last thing they want to do is come down blazing away, taking 2 quick shots. They don't necessarily want to get into a running game with the Fire.
I agree. I think that's been really good of them to do, but can they do that for 40 minutes?
Here goes Shelley from long range. Still searching for our first basket of the night. Fireworker to Woods. Share it across to Sulla, and now Ellis out wide. To go back to Fowler, she keeps it alive just. Back to Woods, who's missed the last 4 games. Beautiful feed to Fowler, just not quite the finish. That's what Courtney Woods has been wonderful at this season, averaging the 7 assists per game. Just controls so much of the tempo for the Fire. As Jazz Shelley looks to make her move for Geelong. Goes in the Holmes direction, off the glass, and we got our first points of the night.
Good patience, sorry, Beck. Good patience, good pass in the post. It looked risky at first, but it came off. Good to see Mackenzie Holmes get an easy deuce.
And it's the seals that are good, Damon. And the guards have been passing the ball in well to her. And this is where now, okay, Froling you can see is half fronting or fronting the post. Split line help needs to be there.
Sulla coming off 18 points in the win against Adelaide. This is the second game for Fire this round. They've lost it. An early stop here for Geelong. So crucial they get off to a good start tonight to give themselves some confidence. And Jazz Shelley on cue makes it count.
No weak side help. Jazz saw the key was wide open and got herself an easy deuce.
So Geelong, they were competitive against in their last couple of games in patches. They just couldn't do it for 4 quarters.
And I think you have to give credit to Jazz Shelley and her defense this year. She's leading the league in steals with 2.5 a game. And we see there she's already got a steal that led to a transition bucket. She got a deflection. out of bounds now for the Townsville. They have to reset, so her and Courtney Woods will be a great matchup this evening.
So we're off to Woods. Trying to carve her way through. Got an early jump ball.
Geelong are active in 3 minutes. They are a different team than what they were last game. This is good to see so far. Good signs.
Sora in the corner. Again, no good on the triple attempt. Definitely the start they're after. 4-0 lead. Early stages here, first term. Heel off to Shelley. So they combined 8 points in the last 2 games. Prior to that, 29 points against the Cats. This time, she gives it to Rotano, off to Holmes. A couple of buckets to her.
And that was good one-on-one defense by Sowa, but again, the ball movement, Damon, in that play phase, that's what led to, again, another easy inside score.
6-0. Geelong over Townsville. Filer pulls the trigger for 3. Again, off target.
The things that you need to do when you're 8th and you're playing the top of the second team on the ladder, you can't turn the ball over. You got to come down. You got to not give up easy buckets in transition. Execute on the offensive end. Make Townsville play some defense. Take some possessions out of this game. This is a phenomenal start.
Mackenzie Holmes into the corner for Heel. Rotano wins it back. That's the baseline back to Heel. Now to clinch Hoykard from long range, it drops.
But we know she can shoot that 3 ball with 0 time and space, Damon.
Phenomenal start. Charlotte Hill hit the side of the backboard from the corner. I did the exact same thing my last year in Townsville. From the same spot, pretty much.
Let's check it all out on the Amy replay. Feet set, pulled the trigger. So Clinch Hoykard into the starting 5 tonight alongside Lily Rotano. No Alex Sharp, a late out if you just joined us due to illness.
All right, I'm on Courtney Woods' minutes restrictions watch. She's played 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Just gonna make note of that. They said 20. She said 20, didn't she, Beck, before the game?
Yes, 20-ish. You know, if she's playing well, I'm sure she'll tell Shannon, I can do 29.
She's missed the last 4 weeks with a hamstring injury. We'll see how she goes tonight. Geelong by 8, halfway through this opening quarter. Bottom of the table with 3 wins, taking on Townsville, wanting top spot. Mackenzie Holmes with the spin move and the foul.
And I like what the guards are doing. They're penetrating, getting 2 feet in, but they have their eyes up at all times. And then, as you see here, Jazz, she didn't have her own score. And Holmes is getting in such great positions into that dunker spot and just being able to finish around the rim.
Yeah, Lucy Olsen got there, thought she had all ball. Looked like it was all ball to me, but not to the refs. Mackenzie Holmes gets to the stripe, and Shannon Seabaum Beck is resisting the urge to call a timeout.
And how do you feel as a coach? Would have you called a timeout by now? Or
oh, yeah. Oh, no, I'm letting them know early. But I can see how this is going. This is not what you want. Geelong playing with house money. They're feeling too good about life.
Beautiful feed. Fowler converts.
And that was just simple, pretty basketball in that pick and roll.
Clinch Hoykard. Ton of a little fumble, recovers. Soa for company. Now trying to get around Fowler. And the shot misses.
And that's what's great about Fowler. She's so versatile. She can switch on to bigs as well as smalls.
Abiella swings it across to Olsen. And they get their first triple.
Everybody on the backcourt for the Fire are shooting phenomenal from downtown. Lucy Olsen shooting 36% coming into this game. Knocks her first triple down.
You have almost 7 Townsville Fire players shooting the ball over 45%. Does that not tell you that shot selection is unbelievable? As well as they get reps.
Let's head courtside to Ariana.
Hey guys, I had the pleasure of watching Lucy Olson all summer during practice and during every single one of her home games for the Washington Mystics, and a lot of people questioned why she made the team in the first place or how she got into the WNBA with her squad. And I can tell you what you just saw is exactly what she brings to the table. Not only is she a lights-out shooter, pay attention to her defense and pay attention to her intensity that she plays with on this end. She is absolutely a special player to watch, and we spoke before the game and I said, how are you liking life down under? And she said, man, this is my first time in Australia, my first Christmas I had in Australia, and it has been so fun to be here with the great weather, and she's enjoying all of the people. So look out for great things from Lucy Olson.
Thanks, Ariana. Here she goes again. Couldn't quite get her second three-pointer of the night.
And it's so great to have imports like her in our league, and Ariana's right. Her defense for the Townsville Fire has been absolutely amazing. She's athletic, she's long. If she's not getting steals, I'm telling you, she's getting deflections, she's changing shots and passes. And what a luxury to have her coming off the bench at times this season.
Abby Ellis makes it count.
Abby Ellis in the mid-range took advantage of Hoy Carr's playing that drop coverage on the ball screen. I would seriously advise against that.
Geelong by 5. Shyla Hill gets in on the action. Still yet to taste victory at Geelong. Shyla Hill, she'd love to get a win tonight.
On her own former team. Championship.
Former Fire player. That one rolls in.
Having is sponsored by Online the Corporate Residencies.
Good battle unfolding early. Geelong holding on. Got a 5-point lead. They led 6-0. Start the contest. They work it into the corner for clinch. Hoykard. Oh, she's feeling it. Early stages here in the fire pit.
And I'd be looking for her to be more on balls right now. Because how do you guard that? Especially Shyla coming off. She's so strong going downhill. And then you have Clinch Hoykard who's popping. She's just made 2 from 2.
Yeah.
Good defense against Froling too. Hilda Holmes. Working one-on-one against Fowler. Off the left. Draws the contact off to the line for a couple.
This is so impressive about Geelong Venom.
What's changed, Damon?
The poise they're playing with, the heart they're playing with, they made a decision. They decided we're not going to lay down. They embarrassed themselves last game, and they got their pride. And it's on display right now. I absolutely love seeing it.
Well, there's no better way to show your club loyalty this WNBL season than repping your favourite player's jersey. Whether you're in the stands or watching from home, you can wear it with pride. Check out this season's full range of club merch now at WNBLstore.com.au. Two from 2 at the line. This is a great start to Geelong and to Mackenzie Holmes. She's got 8 points and 2 rebounds already. They lead by 10. Sola loses her feet. She looks like she's okay. So Horvath's onto the floor. And Brett also into the action for Geelong. Townsville lost 3 games this season, 2 of them coming at home. Most recent against Bendigo on New Year's Eve. They bounced back with a win against Adelaide earlier this round by 14 points. Maybe that's playing a factor, playing the 2 games in a single round.
It is hard, but it is a part of it. It's like Perth. They played on the Friday, they travelled the Saturday, played on the Sunday. It's part of the job, and the other team doesn't care. But what I want to talk about right now, Damon, you said it. What a quarter from Geelong. They're currently on 21 points. Against the Flyers, they only had 6 points in that first quarter.
It's incredible. Like, I mean, this is what happens when you make a decision. When you make a collective decision as a group, this is what's possible.
On the flip side, do you think Townsville, given that we've seen the upsets this round, Bendigo, Perth, do you think maybe they kind of came into this feeling a little uneasy?
Well, we heard Alex Fowler say, you know, they watching the games like everybody else. They seeing all the upsets happen. They're saying to themselves, it's not going to happen to us, not at home. But this isn't about Townsville playing bad. This is about Geelong playing really, really good.
And they're shooting over 50% right now from the field. So it shows that they're being patient. They're executing the offense and making the extra passes. They've already got 6 in this quarter.
Jai Shelley misfires. Ella scraps for it, but has turned it over to Holmes. Shelley. And that one drops in.
Shannon will not call it. Well, you don't call it now. It's only 50 seconds to go, but this quarter could hang in the lose.
Geelong by 12. Olsen up and in.
Beck, the drop coverage on these scoring guards. I don't think it's a good idea, Beck.
No, it's not. And Townsville are some of the best mid-range shooting guards, and so are Olsen, Woods. So I think you have to change it up if they get going.
Holmes, 10 points in the opening quarter as Geelong extend their lead.
Beck didn't want to put Mackenzie Holmes in a rolling team of the season.
Yeah, you should have, Damon. I think she was in mine. Was that correct?
So ball back for 2. And as Shyla Heel takes it down the floor. And she gets it done on the buzzer. No, it won't count. But this is Geelong's highest quarter score all season. They've laid down the challenge to the Townsville Fire at quarter time. Geelong 26, Townsville 16. Upsets in the WNBL competition at quarter time at the 5 pit. Geelong Venom have notched their highest opening quarter score since round 6, and they lead the Townsville Fire by 10 points, 26-16. Jess Webster with you alongside two-time WNBL champion Beck Cole, NBL champion and Women's Kangaroos head coach Damon Lowry in commentary tonight as we get the second quarter underway. This is impressive from the Venom, Beck.
It really is, and what a way to come show up after the last game that you had, and as a team show the fight with what fight that was by Shyla Hill. What a great reverse under the basket. But also your coach and your club just come together. This is great, but we need it not for 1 quarter, we need it for 3 more quarters.
Courtside for us tonight is Ariana Praver. Ariana, coach Shannon Seaborn didn't call a timeout in that first quarter. You were around the huddle at quarter time. What were his key messages?
Listen, I think I'm like with Damon. I would have called his timeout way earlier than we saw Coach letting his team play with that immaculate trust that he has in them. But I snuck into his huddle, and again, Lucy Olson, before the coach even got there, gathered the team and said, let's go, we got this, let's pick it up. And then once Coach joined, he just went over how they need to defensively guard the Venom. He said, we're not jumping to the ball enough, so he wants to see them talk more. Let's see if they can make those adjustments in the second quarter. But guys, I think the problem that we're seeing now is everything you're doing is trying to prepare yourself for the finals. So when you give a team like this the confidence, the Townsville Fire has enough talent to come back and win this game, but will they against other teams that are better than the Venom? I don't know.
We'll have to wait and find out. Thanks, Ariana. Damon, why do you think Shannon didn't call a timeout in that first quarter?
Wants to see if his team can figure it out. Probably thought it wasn't that bad of a deficit, and they can claw themselves back into it. And I'll tell you what, Geelong Venom, first quarter, flawless, not one turnover. I mean, this is what you need to do. They didn't give up transition buckets. They didn't turn the ball over. They ran great offense.
And Shannon Seabohm spoke about their defense in that timeout, and I love to see young gun Chloe Forster on the court against Adelaide. She was great. She was up and in. Also against Bendigo, she was so confident going up against Ball Ace, but she also had 12 points, so it's great to see her earn that playing time and really provide some energy and a spark off the bench.
Certainly made the most of her opportunity. Chloe Forster. It's early stages, second term, Geelong 28, Townsville 16. Here goes Shyla Hill. She draws contact. So Forster's into the action for the Fire in this second quarter. Horvat, Soa, Froling, Forster and Olsen. For Geelong, Matano, Brett, Clinch, Hoycard, Heel and Holmes. Hill also approaching double figures. Holmes on the 10 points. And now Shyla Hill joins her. Those two combined for 20 of Geelong's 30 points. Clinch Hoycard, the next best, with 6.
Gotta shoot that, Chloe. Gotta shoot that shot. They give you the mid-range on the ball screen as Lucy Olsen misses a little midi.
Good rebounding from Horvat. She cleans it up.
It's so good to see Horvat back after her injury. She's played a few games now, and again, she's so good off the bench. She just plays her role to a T, and she just gets it done. But Clinch Hoycard with the fake handoff to the layup. I love seeing that by our bigs.
That is sensational. They worried about her 3-ball shot. She's making plays, getting on the rim.
Into the starting 5 tonight, Clinch Hoycard for the first time since round 8. She's also enjoying her time out there at the moment. Here is Chloe Forster, who had 12 points against Adelaide, all coming in the first half. She certainly was lively for them as we head to a timeout here in the second quarter. Geelong 32, Townsville 18. Point advantage here to Geelong, early stages, second term. Jess Webster with you alongside Beck Cole and Damon Larry. What do we make of the contest so far, guys?
I don't know who this team is in Geelong. I don't recognize this team, and it's great because the last time I saw them, I didn't ever want to see that team ever again. They are showing right now what's capable when they all come together and make a decision on how we're going to play basketball. We got offensive possessions that are so good. The ball is getting through hands. Nobody's taking hero-type shots. They're doing it as a collective, as a team. It's just great to see. And the way they're going right now, they are the better team. Now, can they withstand it? Time will tell.
It's remarkable back. They've lost their last two games by combined 70 points.
Yeah, and that's hard. That hurts your soul. You don't want to perform like that for yourself, for your team, for your coach, for your club. But again, going off back of Damon's point, they forced Townsville to 5 turnovers and they already have 1.
Geelong by 10 points at quarter time. They lead by 14 in the second quarter.
Sorry, just look at this possession. He has 2 passes, 3 passes, 4 passes. Look, Shyla kicks it, 5 passes. Inside, 6 passes, 7 passes, 8 passes. Shot fake, attack the hoop. 9 passes. now attack the basket and draw the foul. That is exquisite offensive execution. Good job, Venom.
And I think that's what can hurt the Venom is when they over-dribble the basketball.
Ariana Prather was around the Geelong huddle at that last timeout. What did you pick up?
Man, Damon, you must have won some championships or talked to coach before the game, because he just said exactly what you just said in that huddle. He said, on offense, I like the way that we have slowed down the game. He says, remain calm, slow down, keep passing the ball, and get the best shot possible. Defensively, he feels like they're jumping out too hard on Townsville's first pass. He wants them to keep their hands up higher and continue to keep talking on defense, guys.
Townsville 1 from 7 from three-point range tonight. Last miss coming from Olsen. Geelong work it to Holmes, back out to Clinch Hoycard. Now to the youngster, Lily Rotunno. Hands it to Brett. Now she pulls the trigger, and that
Who is this team?
down.
This is phenomenal. It's a beatdown early in the second quarter, a 19-point lead. Townsville have no defensive answer.
And it's another timeout here in the second quarter. Geelong 37, Townsville 18. He's going to check it all out on the Amy replay.
Count the passes for me, Damon. That's 4.
Lily penetrates, kicks it. Brett, cash from the wing. Good offense, the ball is alive. This is the formula for winning, for playing winning-type basketball. If they go away from this, they need their heads examined.
And I don't think I've heard the Townsville fans this quiet all season.
What a performance it has been so far. They lead by 19 points. Coach Shannon Seabon here on screen. What do you reckon he's saying, Damon? You can almost try and pick it up on the audio.
Shannon is a very calm and cool kind of a guy, but inside him there's a little volcano, this rumbling, and it's about to erupt. He wants stops, defensive stops. Look, they missed some shots that they could have made. That's called basketball. But on a defensive end, Geelong is getting whatever they want. Everything is too easy. So he wants to just increase that defensive pressure, just making passes tougher, making post-up catches tougher.
How big does the margin have to get before he starts to worry?
A little bit bigger than this.
A little bit bigger?
If he goes into the half down 20, it is worrying signs for sure.
Let's head courtside to Ariana.
That's right. I think that little volcano is about to erupt, but it hasn't just quite. He was talking to his team, and he just said on defense, we need to just have more intensity. And on offense, he doesn't feel like they're making the smart plays. He wants them to also take their time on the offensive end and get better looks like what we just saw there. But Bet Cole, I have a question for you. Do you think that the number of players available for the Venom is going to eventually become a problem? They have all 5 of their players who have played every single minute so far in this ball game. Will they get tired?
This is the thing. Townsville are so deep, and we know they have great guards in Soa, Olsen, Ellis, Woods. Can Venom do it for 40 minutes? This is the big question that everyone has had, especially the last few weeks, and I really hope not for them, but until I see it, proof in the pudding.
Layup.
Lily Rotunno gets her first bucket of the night. So if you just joined us, Alex Sharp, the late out for Geelong due to illness.
And what's amazing, Geelong on the other end of the floor on defense, they've held Townsville to 20 points right now, and they have 5 people who are averaging double figures. So not only are they doing it on the offensive end, they're also doing it on the defensive end, and of course Townsville into 5 turnovers, and we know they're a team who look after the ball really well.
Townsville #1 in the competition for average points per game with 86.7. Good point you make, Beck. The defense has been equally impressive. That shot misfires. 1 from 8 from outside the arc for Townsville tonight. They start to drop.
Good pass.
Story. Home strong for 2.
It's just exquisite. 21-point lead. They're not getting in foul trouble. Mackenzie Holmes, 14-6. Forcing turnovers.
They win the ball back.
The Fire are rattled.
I like that. Geelong Venom. I've missed your puns, Damon.
Geelong by 21, halfway through this second quarter. Can they maintain the rage?
Heel off to Shelley. Back pedals. Now looks to make a move. Tries to penetrate. Get around Horvat and look to go to Holmes under all sorts of pressure, but she still gets the job done.
Sorry, Beck, the cagey Jazz Shelley making something happen.
And it's another timeout on the floor. Let's take another look.
And again, it's just Holmes in that dunker spot. Like you said, Shelley sort of making something out of nothing, but Mackenzie has not stopped moving all game. And we know as guards, how hard is it to defend someone when all they do is keep moving on the floor?
100%.
Well, pre-game, Ariana caught up with Coach Shannon Seabohm and asked him about the upsets of the round so far and how he's going to combat Geelong looking to do the same.
Yeah, look, I don't think we ever underestimate anybody. You know, this team's filled with scorers and players that have had massive games in the WNBL before, so we're well aware of that. So, you know, I think for us it's locking down on the defensive end, doing a great job with Mackenzie Holmes, you know, Shyla Hill, Jazz Shelley. And then I think offensively we can get some stops, getting out and running, you know, playing with great pace in the half court and taking advantage of breakdowns of Geelong.
Good job.
Currently got a fight on his hands. Geelong by 23 points. We've got a timeout here in this second quarter. The Venom have lost their last 9 games in a row. They haven't won since round 5 against the Flyers. A long time between drinks indeed.
Ariana Prather, you talk about the bench and the substitutions for Geelong Venom. Coach Chris Lucas is like he got a spades hand, a card game spades. He got 5 in the possible. Unless Brett comes off the bench, everybody else stay out of foul trouble.
That's right, Damon. And he just told his team, listen, there's only 4 minutes left, and then you guys will get a rest. Give me all you got for these last 4 minutes, and then you'll get a break at halftime. But, man, his poker face is crazy. I don't want to be at the table with him, Damon. I don't want to be at the table.
Fowler gets a bucket, takes a tally to 4. 6 points. Heel up against Ellis. Clint Hoycar was strong in that opening quarter. It's it back to Hill. Now she drives towards the basket, just overcooked it. Woods a sweeping pass to Ellis. Fast transition, can't convert. Fowler with the rebound, also can't convert. Goes for it and then draws the contact.
And Townsville have missed a few of those easy ones that are very unlike them in this game. But they need to get stops and they need to get up, out, and run.
One of the few possessions that Geelong gave up some transition. Gave up a layup. Alex Fowler did a great job getting on the offensive glass. And right now, the Fire have a very small lineup on the floor, Beck. They got Fowler out there at the 5 and 4 guards. I'll be looking for Mackenzie Holmes to go into the post and be a menace.
Geelong by 20. Less than 4 minutes to go, and they've turned it over. Just their second turnover of the night.
Oh, no, not me.
Townsville looking to punish them through Soa.
Timeout.
And smart timeout. They've gained momentum. They've forced 2 turnovers for the Geelong Venom, and then they've made 2 offensive transition points. And you know you got to find Soa real quick in a hurry because her shot release is quicker than Curry.
Quicker than our first time. She's unbelievable. Great timeout by Chris Lucas.
Well, pre-game, Ariana caught up with one of Geelong stars, Jazz Shelley, and asked her about the pride that she has for the club.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely tough being on the bottom of the ladder and going through a lot of losses as of late, but I think we've got some incredible personnel on our team and everyone's tried to get around each other. I think really we just have to play with some more pride and play for Geelong and play for ourselves, and I think everyone's still invested in this team. Even though we are losing, we're all still right here.
Important words there from Jazz.
You can be a losing team without being losers. And that is great. I love what Jazz said just then.
Unpack that for me, Damon.
Sometimes it's very hard to win games. It's how you lose games. If you lose games with no effort, with no team camaraderie, just with selfish play, that's like a loser. But you can have a losing team. Sometimes seasons they go that way sometimes.
And credit, Geelong are on the bottom of the ladder, but they never finger point at each other. They never blame, go selfish. They stick together and they do all this, whether it's a win or a loss. They're in this together, and that's something I do really give the Geelong Venom credit for.
Geelong Venom has 5 team fouls total for the game. Only Lily Returno is on the 2 fouls. And right now, Townsville Fire are ramping up the defense. Geelong's got to take care of the basketball.
Oh, I think that went out of play.
And Townsville, sorry, Beck, Townsville got to make sure that they don't put Geelong to the foul line, because obviously they're trying to increase the intensity, but they got only 1 foul to give.
3.5 to play in the second. Geelong 43, Townsville 28. They go inside to Shyla Hill off the right. It's no good. Falls to Olsen.
And I feel like Fire have really increased their pressure on the defensive end.
Fowler off the glass, drops in.
And Alex Fowler is just making the offensive rebounds her own. And there it is, that's the foul. Whether or not it was a foul, Alex is bewildered at this call. But Geelong's going to the line for 2.
And that will be Fowler's second foul, and she's currently on 11 points, the 3 rebounds. She's really been the one getting the lead and that momentum back for Fire. So hopefully she doesn't get her 3rd, but I think she might be seated for the rest of this half.
Jazz Shelley, 81% free throw shooter this season. Makes both of those count. Pushes the margin back out to 15. It got as high as 23 points earlier this quarter. It's going to be a challenge for Geelong to maintain the range as Horvath makes it count for 2.
Great penetration and pass by Courtney Woods. And Georgia Wooley's checked in.
Holmes into the corner. Here is Woolley. Lily's shot is no good. They've lifted here the Fire. They go inside through the hands of Horvath and Geelong ball.
Beck, what kind of lead are you asking for if you're Chris Lucas and Geelong? What do you want to go into the half with?
Double digits. Townsville are too good just for it to be 9 points. I think if they can keep it a double-digit lead, they go in with lots of confidence for themselves.
Brett goes in the Holmes direction. Up against Woods, kicks it out to Woolley. Trying to step around Horvath, puts a shot up. It's no good. Holmes with an important rebound. Now off the right. Not quite. Horvath gets fouled.
Shannon is looking for a combination that can bring some energy on the defensive end. He's going with 4 guards. Alex Fowler subs out. And right now, they're just going to just claw their way back in. There's no 14-point or 15-point plays. You got to get it 2 at a time, sometimes 3 at a time. But they want to go into the locker room down at least single digits, and that's an offensive foul.
And we saw on that last possession as well, Fire are now doubling down on Mackenzie Holmes, which why wouldn't you? She's got the 16 points. But this is where, on the weak side now, you need 1 flasher to the basket if you're Venom, and then 1 on the 3-point line. Not all of you can stand there. Now this is another point away for you to get easy points, but you need that slasher into the key.
They've got to keep the scoring flowing. The lead's cut to 13. It was 23. Brett looks to go in Holmes' direction. The pass, the finish, exquisite.
What a backdoor cut by Holmes. Yeah. And what a great dunk pass.
18 points, Mackenzie Holmes in this opening half. Averages the 21.
Oh, no, woman down.
Soa on the right. It's one back by Horvath into the corner. Forster bounces off the rim. Woolley with a rebound. Important stop for Geelong. As they look to head into halftime with a strong lead and the momentum. Hill gets it done. End the contact.
Shyla Hill has been good at this her entire basketball career. Drawing fouls, attacking the basket. She knows now a quick shot ain't a bad thing, especially because they're in the bonus. And she initiated the contact, got the call. And what's her shooting percentage from the foul line, Jess?
90.
Courtney Woods is checking out, ladies and gentlemen. She came in at the 7:25 mark, so she's played 7 minutes. Played 6 minutes and about 30 seconds this quarter. I'm keeping track.
Shyla Hill, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. She completes the three-point play, takes a tally to 13. In the shadows of halftime here at the Fire Pit. Soa off to Horvath. Share it to Forster. Froling tries to find Horvath, goes past her. Here's an opportunity for Geelong to pounce. Shelley to Hill, feeds it, nails it! And they have responded in a big way in the last couple of minutes of the second quarter as the Fire came hard. Froling with the rebound, then off the left she converts.
Shot at Hill with the body blow from the wing. One shot, flatten it out, get out of the way. Oh, no.
Oh, big moment here. Soa takes it away, has to get it done, and does, as it drops in for 2. And they cannot afford another injury here, Geelong. Shyla Hill's a little slow to her feet.
And Shyla's been great tonight for the Venom. A good mix of facilitating and passing the ball, taking it herself. So hopefully she just needs to walk it off and she'll be A-OK to keep going.
16 points in the first half to Shyla Hill, 18 to Mackenzie Holmes. And lead by 17. There is Hill. She looks like she's okay. She's a pretty tough customer.
Tougher than woodpecker lips. She all right.
Final couple of seconds. The prayer from halfway. Oh, you are kidding me! What is this Geelong Venom side we are witnessing tonight?
Shelly, what the helly?
A stunning opening half from the bottom of the table, Geelong Venom, who lead Townsville Fire by 20 points at half-time. We are lost for words at the moment. Got inspiration from Nards Potch and her half-court banger. What a way to end the first half as we head courtside to Ariana Prather.
That's right, I'm here with the star from the first half, Mackenzie Holmes. What an incredible way to finish there at the buzzer, but you have 18 points in that first half. How are you able to dominate inside the paint?
I mean, it's really credit to my teammates. You know, a post player is nothing without a guard, so the guards were looking for me early, you know, crashing the glass really hard, seeing where I can find advantages throughout the course of the game, but I just thought my teammates did a really good job finding me.
Can you talk about how good your team has been playing defensively? Before the game, Coach said that was going to be something you guys wanted to take pride in.
Yeah, we knew that we need to, you know, increase our intensity on the defensive end. It doesn't matter about the points we score. We know that our defense ignites our offense. So if we, you know, come out really strong in the defensive end, that's only going to make our offense better.
Way to work in that first half, Mackenzie.
Thank you.
Guys.
Well, what a first half. Geelong 56, Townsville 36 as we take you to the break. Let's take a look one more time. Jazz Shelley from halfway to put an exclamation mark on an awesome first half.
Couple karaoke events out in Townsville.
All right, Nikki, this is called the Big Pants Game. Ladies and gentlemen, we got pants, we got balls, make it that what you want. We got big balls, we got little balls. The idea of the game is to get as many balls in the big pants as possible. Right?
Yeah, I just realised, have we got our 30-second timer? Are you able to give me up your 30-second timer? Because I forgot to
We're going to start with Maggie and Grace.
All right.
So Maggie and Grace, you guys want to come here? We're going to have the pants here. You're going to stand right here on this white line. And you're going to stand over here on this white line. And you have 30 seconds to get all of those balls into these big pants. Can she do rebounds?
Yeah, if you like.
But you've got to come back to here.
I can tell you, this went pear-shaped in rehearsals. So, anything could happen right here. All right. We'll start the 30-second timer, see how many balls you keep in minutes. All right? Here we go. Start the counter in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
We got one.
That boy.
Move around this man, big with those hands.
And you can't give me top of circle. Oh, hush. Let's go. Oh, we got bounce.
Well, we are witnessing a Geelong Venom outfit who are playing not like the team on the bottom of the ladder. They are putting up a fight against the Townsville Fight, who are aiming for top position tonight on the ladder. But at half-time, it's Geelong Venom leading by 20 points, 56-36, capped off by a stunning half-court shot from Jazz Shelley on the buzzer at half-time. Jess Webster with you alongside two-time WNBL champion Beck Cole and Women's Kangaroos head coach Damon Lowry. Beck and Damon, where do we begin? Talk me through that incredible first half from Geelong.
I don't think anyone right now would be thinking that this would be the score at half-time, even though we've had a big round of upsets so far. But for me, Venom are playing with pride, heart and effort. The ball movement is phenomenal. They've got 12 assists so far in this half, and then again, they've looked after the ball. They're only on 3 turnovers, and they're forcing Townsville into quick shots. They've got 9 turnovers, so big credit to Venom right now.
Let's take a look at the Hungry Jacks halftime highlights. Damon, you've been calling for Geelong to lift their effort, play with pride, play like they love playing basketball, and we're seeing that in the first half.
Absolutely. This is a team right now that's figured out a way to play that is sustainable and is winning type basketball. Let's share the basketball. Let's run our stuff. Get it through hands. Nobody's trying to play hero basketball. Everybody's being included. And once everybody starts to get easy baskets out off of the offense, confidence builds. Your defensive transition gets better because you're not taking crazy shots on the offensive end. Yes, there's been the occasional breakdown. And yes, they're not going to shoot this phenomenal percentage probably for the whole game. But what they're doing right now is they've restored the pride and the faith in each other. They now look like a team that loves playing with each other. And it just goes to show you what you can do when you make a collective decision to not lay down and play the right way.
So Coach Shannon Seaborn didn't call a timeout in the first quarter. They trailed by 10 points at quarter time. Geelong led by as much as 23 points in that second quarter. The Fire started to hit back. They closed to win 13. But the last 2 minutes from Geelong, I think, was really impressive because to withstand that challenge and then be able to hit back in the way that they did, that shows me that they're in for the fight tonight.
Exactly, and they're a super young team. They probably haven't really proven themselves enough that they can fight back. They work so hard. They train just as hard as anyone else. And to see them come out and throw a punch back when a great team like Fire gives them, you know, one back, it's so good to see. But again, there's still 20 minutes. They need to do what they're doing for 2 more quarters.
Blackmore's head-to-head between Alex Fowler and Mackenzie Holmes, who had an amazing first half with 18 points. Damon, how have you seen it?
Yeah, Mackenzie Holmes, like she said, her teammates are finding her. A post player without good guard play, we've seen so many times throughout the season that Mackenzie Holmes goes in and out of games due to the ball not finding her. Well, they made a conscious effort so far. Jazz Shelley keeping her dribble alive. She didn't try to throw up any kind of an off-balance shot. She waited for Mackenzie Holmes to get position. And we've been seeing this all game, the extra passes. Lily Rotano, she could have tried to flip that over her head and done something wild, but it's just ball movement. It's great ball movement. Everybody is a recipient, and obviously Mackenzie Holmes is that talented that she can still have things like this where it's just individual brilliance. Just put the ball on the floor, go right at Alicia Frawley, finishes with the left hand, and that's a great pass by Charlotte Hill. We've seen Charlotte maybe take that shot before, a shot that she's shown that she can make, but she's going with a better, more high percentage option. And right now, they should literally time warp this game, bottle that first half of basketball, because this is who they really are.
You've been big on this all season for Mackenzie Holmes, and I think they've got the playbook on how they set her up for success. Beck, these are the highlights from Alex Fowler in the first half. How have you seen her game so far?
Yeah, Fowler's really been trying to be the player to put her team on her shoulders and get them back in this game. And she is so versatile. When they went small ball, she's setting those pick and rolls, and she's rolling to the basket, as we see there. Also getting those offensive rebounds for second chance opportunities. She's got the 11 points right now, but again, she shoots the ball over 60%. When she's open sometimes on that three-point line, I just want to see her be a little bit more selfish and shoot the ball. Her team needs her right now.
Shyla Hill has played 9 games for Geelong this season and hasn't tasted victory yet. She's coming up against her old side tonight, where she won a championship back in 2023. She's had a strong first half with 16 points. She looks like she's really desperate for that win tonight, Damon.
And it's the way she's got her 16 points. She is being very patient. She knows that she can score the ball, and she could take a lot more shots. But what does the team need from me right now? And that is the one thing. You want to be playing winning basketball. Charlotte doesn't want to put up 30 points and then lose by 20. She'd rather have 14 points, 8 assists, and they get the win. And right now, she is playing beautiful point guard play. And obviously, she still has that flair. She has that moment where she knows, okay, now it's time to get on the rim, draw fouls, hit some dagger threes from time to time. Look at her shot chart. Perfect from the foul line. All those 9 shots are great shots, not to mention all the shots that she's created for other players.
Well, what a contest we've got tonight at halftime. Geelong by 20 points. Will they carry on with it in the second half and cause a big upset? The third biggest upset of the round as we take you to the break. Let's check out Jazz Shelley from halfway one more time. See you soon.
And I love it. Got some more up in my soul, touching the sky, feeling the flow, and I love it. And I love it.
Everybody know about it. Everybody hard on it. Climbing up the whole mountain.
Everybody say what?
Could be the whole villain. Build it like a beginning.
Hollies and Kingston, give up the Hollies. That means you can go on the team now. Does anyone know 6'7"? What's that all about? Does anyone know 6'7"? 6'7"? Something like that. You can even subscribe to the e-newsletter for updates straight in your inbox. Now the City Council, strategic partner to your getting the Townsville Fire. We'll go looking for Paradise Outdoors side of the game. Might be time to squeeze the hand in the third.
Half-time at the Townsville Entertainment Centre, and perhaps a big upset is brewing tonight. Geelong by 20 over Townsville. Jess Webster with you on commentary tonight alongside Bet Cole, Damon Lowry and Ariana Prather courtside for us tonight. Ariana, it's been a stunning first half. What have you noticed courtside?
Absolutely. I knew I was going to be in for a good game tonight, so I'm excited to see how the Townsville Fire responds during the second half. Two things are sticking out to me when I look at this score sheet. Number one, the rebounds, or I'm sorry, not the rebounds, the turnovers, 9 for the Townsville Fire compared to Geelong's 3. I don't care how good you are, how much talent you have. If you turn over the ball, you're giving the other team an opportunity to win. Number two, the free throws. Venom are perfect, 11-11 from the line, while the Townsville Fire have only shot 3 free throws during that first half. Nothing but good things happen when you get 2 feet in the paint. I would like to see the Townsville Fire attack the basket more during the second half, guys.
It's going to be very interesting to see how they come out in this third quarter in front of their home crowd as well. A great attendance again tonight. Plenty of fans in the house. Can they give them a lift in this second half? It was Geelong by 10 points at quarter time, 20 at half-time. They've won 3 games this season. Townsville have had 3 losses. Third quarter underway. Ellis into the corner for Woods, who makes a move against Clint Hoycart. Comes up short.
Venom got away with one there. They helped off strong side, which every coach says, you must not help off strong side. I would have liked to see Woods shoot that 3 ball, but obviously she's still working her way into the game.
Woods Holmes picks up where she left off in the first half, takes a tally to 20 points. Courtney Woods on limited minutes tonight. Is that a bit distracting for the Townsville players that she isn't playing her usual amount of game time, or will you take any kind of minutes from Courtney Woods?
You take any time in minutes, and I don't think it's a distraction for her team. It's Geelong Venom are too good right now. It's everyone on that court who needs to step up.
All right, I see issues. First of all, previous possession on offense. Great job by Jazz Shelley finding Mackenzie home with the mismatch because they're too small back. They're going with the 4 guards out there. They got Alicia Foy on the bench. And I feel like Shannon might have said, park the 3 ball. I'm hoping he didn't say that because we just saw Courtney Woods turn down 2 wide open threes. And I saw Mila Soa not take a wide open 3 ball.
2 from 9 in the opening half.
I don't give a damn what the 2 for them. They got to shoot. That's who they are. To thine own self be true. Don't try to be somebody now that you're not.
So they're rattled.
Panic could be setting in.
That's where you got to credit Geelong. They're making Fire second-guess themselves right now.
Charlotte Hill hands it off to Jazz Shelley. She's got no issues pulling the trigger, but she's off target on that occasion. But it's won back by Lily Rattano. Hands it off to Hill.
And good patience there, not to rush.
Now she makes a move. Denied by Fowler.
Good D by Alex Fowler. Alex Fowler is so trustworthy on both ends of the floor. And you're right, Beck. The league is lucky she ain't super aggressive.
Shelley takes on Soa. Hands it to Holmes. Good rebounding and finish.
And again, Jazz Shelley driving into the paint, gets 2 feet, clinch Hoygaard into the dunker spot. Easy layup.
So I got to keep that penetration in front of her. She can't give up the baseline that easy.
Again off target in the corner for the 3-ball.
Pull!
Heel down the other end, no worries!
27-point lead. Nobody but their immediate family saw this coming.
Maybe not even them, Damon.
Yeah, my dad, he gives it to me straight.
Fowler wins it back, off to Soa. That one drops, that's a team lifter.
But also, you got to believe as a team you can win. Otherwise, what's the point of playing basketball? So every person out there, and you can tell Venom came in, they have nothing to lose. And sometimes they're the hardest teams to play against.
Holmes working hard underneath the rim. She's having a night.
And I can't believe she was not in your team of the year.
I'll tell you what. Oh, my God.
Soa knocks one down. Back-to-back triples.
Watch out for the international sniper. Mila's on 2 for 2. The next one's going up for sure.
And Mila is the Flyers team's leading scorer, so she needs to get shot attempts up.
Holmes for 3. Okay. All right.
It's past 5 p.m. and the back is open, David.
Wow, now we kissing it off the glass on your ass. What is going on?
26 points the lead. Olsen. That one goes down.
And that's what Olsen can do. They have not been shy now. They heard you, Damon.
They got to get up shots and get this game going quick. They want to shoot out for this second half.
This contest has come alive.
Good extra.
Heel. Oh, Holmes. One-handed off the left. Couldn't quite. Olsen to Ellis. She wants in on the action.
Timeout.
And it is a timeout on the floor. It's a 20-point lead to Geelong, which was the margin at halftime, 68-48.
I'm so excited. I just saw the score. It's still 20-point margin. I'm out of my seat right now. What a game. Fire have showed up right now. It's a 3-point line that is saving them. They didn't have that in the first half, but they have to get stops. You can't just go score for score. When they're ahead by 20 points, you're not going to win a game. You need defensive stops. Do they change up into a zone, a press, back to a 1-3-1? What do you reckon, David?
They gotta just find a shoot. I'm gonna stay man-to-man. I'm Geelong. I gotta take away the 3-point line. I gotta guard it. You gotta run them off of it. You'll live with some mid-range 2s, even the occasional layup, but not the 3-ball, because like you said pregame, all 4 of those guards are shooting a great percentage from 3. Oh, now. We checked the Amy replay. Jazz Shady with the penetration. And Mackenzie Holmes kicks it off the glass, but Lucy Olsen kicks it to Abby Ellis, and it's cash. But Beck, did I just see Shannon Seabaum just made a sub? Let me just see who came out. Alicia Frawley's checked in.
Courtney Woods, maybe?
Let's see. Now he's got 2 bigs out there. Yeah, Courtney Woods has come out after 4 minutes in the third quarter, people. Just keep the score.
And we see Townsville Fire in a 2-3 zone. So they've changed it up.
Holmes. Rattano keeps it alive. Klitschko pulls the trigger. Bounces off the rim through the hands of Rattano. Lands to Olsen. Gives it off to Ellis. Now to Fowler. They work it back to Olsen. Now she makes a move. Froling keeps it alive. To Soa. Shot clock ticking down. Soa hesitant at first, then goes to Froling, draws the foul.
Good patience by Mila. Thought she was going to shoot that midi. Found Alicia Foy on the inside. So Beck, they go on their big lineup. Now, if you're going to put your 2 bigs on the floor, you want to use them. And I feel like they need to try to get Geelong in foul trouble, go inside, because they don't have the depth. They only got 1 player that Chris Lucas is playing off the bench, and that's Alyssa Brett.
Exactly, with Pilly out, Sharp out. You only have Holmes. Really, as your big. You have Clint Choikard as your other big. So you need to go at one of them right now. And if I was them, I'm going at Holmes. She has been lethal out there on both ends of the court today.
25 points for Mackenzie Holmes. Halfway through the third quarter.
But again, we know a zone can slow down teams, but Shelly with another triple. And that's how you beat a zone, David.
You caught Mila Soa helping off on penetration. And Jazz Shelley, and then she gets the steal.
They win the ball back. Shelley.
Pull!
Rattano, heel. Swinging around the arc. Now Shelley drives, she loses it.
Got away with the travel. Get back on D.
Fowler v. Clinch Hoykard. Fowler with the foul.
I'm not taking. Sorry, Jess. I'm not taking Alex Fowler out of the game anymore. Like she got to play the rest of the game. She's just doing too much.
And that's what Townsville needs. Stops, run in transition. They only really are playing 6 plays right now, the Venom. Get them tired.
Well, we're halfway through the WNBL26 season, so do not miss your chance to catch a game live this summer. It's a perfect family day out, packed with energy, atmosphere, and unforgettable moments that we've seen all throughout this round. There's nothing like being in the crowd and part of the action. So scan the QR code on your screen now or visit WNBL.com.au and get your tickets. You don't want to be missing out on WNBL played at this quality. Geelong 71, Townsville 49, halfway through the third quarter. Another turnover to Geelong.
Good hands by Mila Soas.
Frolling.
Just
overcooks it.
Mackenzie Clinch Hoykard is exhausted. Called for a sub, which I'm not a fan of. But she's just tired. But like you said, Beck, this is the pace that Townsville want to play at. So Chris Lucas got a decision making. Either sub her out, call a timeout. Maybe don't waste the timeout. Yeah. Quick rest for Mackenzie.
And Geelong average 74.1 points per game. They're at 71 right now.
Have their highest quarter-time score of the season, their highest half-time score of the season as Jazz Shelley takes her tally to 12 points.
Taking advantage of that drop coverage on that ball screen. Jazz Shelley will shoot the one-legged floater.
Soa working hard. Mackenzie Holmes breaks it up, and it will be a Geelong ball.
And you can feel the passion. Holmes just stared down and pointed. It's going the other way. She's up. She's at him. Venom want this right now.
4 minutes to play in the third. Geelong by 24 points. They're led by 20 at halftime. Here goes Holmes.
Oh, my God.
Make it 27 points.
The offensive execution could not be any better.
The highest tally of the season is 34, which is the highest individual tally of the season. They work it into the corner. Frolling, feet set, wide open. Can't get it done. It's taken away by Shyla Hill. Running downhill, she loses it. But it's come off for Townsville hand.
That was such smart defense. They left Alicia Frolling open, double teamed inside because Alicia's only shooting 25% from 3. You'll live with that if she makes it.
Holmes is having a night, but she loses it.
Good hands from Lucy Olsen. That's what she brings. Fowler getting fouled on the break. Again, leave Fowler out there.
She ain't coming out. She's not coming out the game anymore. Now, if the Geelong girls are getting tired, Beck, I wouldn't mind putting out a 2-3 zone just to change up a little bit.
Oh, that rolls out for a Fowler, wins the O board and draws contact.
Change tempo, slow them down, make Townsville think about it, and you get some rest. But you know what, Beck, they have, what are they, a 26-point lead?
Yeah.
26. Who had that on their bingo card?
Are you confident they can run it out, Geelong, both of you?
I am.
The way that they are playing right now is impressive.
What does the lead need to be at three-quarter time?
If this is 20, I'm ready to call it. Just about the way they're going. This was the quarter for Townsville to make a real dent, and they couldn't do it.
1 from 2 at the line from Fowler. Mackenzie Holmes, look at the fight. 27 points, 9 rebounds. Mackenzie Holmes tonight. Charlotte Hill and Judge Shelley working out between the two of them. She gets fouled.
She gets herself to the stripe. She had her wide open Elisa Brett in the corner. Alex Fowler reached in. And whoever called this timeout, this is exactly what Geelong needs.
2.5 on the clock in the third. Timeout. Geelong 75, Townsville 50. They're led by 10 at quarter time, 20 at half time. They have extended their advantage here to 25 points. Let's take a look at the next 4 games for Geelong. So they've got back-to-back games against Townsville. So they'll head home next week for a run of 4 in a row. Sydney and Adelaide. You would think if they play like they do tonight, they've got a couple of winnable games there. And then Bendigo, their first game of round 16. And then they play Sydney again that round. And for Townsville, who, if they win tonight, they'll take over top spot. Plenty on the line for them. Their run coming up to really set themselves up for a push at the championship. They've got Geelong tonight, the Flyers away, back at home against the Caps, and then that big contest against Perth, which is their second game of round 14.
It's a classic trap game, Beck. Classic trap game. You second on the ladder, and the team who just got embarrassed the week before shows up on your court. Classic trap game.
Yeah.
You got to look at your team. You got to know within the first 2 minutes if you Shannon Seabaum how they switched on, and they was not. The attention to detail wasn't there, fumbling, missing layups, and you're thinking, oh no, it's just a game. And this would be the biggest upset of WNBL26 by far, not even close.
Let's head courtside to Ariana.
Hey guys, I was listening in to Coach Seabaum during that last timeout, and he was telling his team that he wants to space the floor and get some more ball movement offensively. I think that would be awesome for Townsville just to get better looks on the offensive end. But for Geelong, I think they have to be extremely careful. I think they're being a little bit too antsy on the offensive end. I would like to see them pull the ball out and slow it down. Just take as much time off of that shot clock and in the game as you can, guys.
Thanks, Ariana. Froling misfires.
And exactly right, with 27 points, time is on your side. If you can make Townsville shoot contested mid-ranges or even just layups, don't let them get back in this game with threes, and then use the clock, get good ball movement on the other end of the floor.
Yep, you don't want to protect it to try to not lose. But you just keep doing what you've been doing for 3 quarters, and you can't lose.
Yeah.
Ellis to Froling, back to Ellis. They work it to Soa. Takes a backward step. Now looks to make a move. Hands it off to Froling, off the left. Bounces out. It's one back. Olsen for 3. No good. Out of play. Geelong ball.
Kenzie Horkart's had her quick rest, checked back in.
So Ratano, Shelley, Clinch, Hoykart, Heel, and Holmes for Geelong for these last couple of minutes. Soa, Froling, Crichton, Ellis, and Olsen on the floor for the Fire. Geelong by 27.
And Geelong just need to make sure they keep rebounding, boxing out. Right now, the Fire have 17 offensive rebounds. Don't let them get back in the game with just cheapy baskets.
Holmes bounces off the rim. Froling to Soa. Pulls up for 3, comes up short. Oh, and they couldn't get a handle on it. It's going to be Townsville possession. Soa takes a rest. Woods checks back into the game and hands it off to Olsen. Now back to Woods. What can the skipper do in her return? Takes on Shelley. Again, no good. Clinch Hoykart with a rebound. Off to Ratano. Entering the final minute of the third. To Heel, they go in the Holmes direction. She's been incredible tonight. She looks to go to Clinch Hoykart, but it's stolen away by Woods. Fires it it off to Olsen. Works her way inside, off the glass, it rolls out.
How many missed layups back have they had today?
I feel like she was lucky not to get a call there, but Fire had started early in those first few possessions. You said it earlier, they just missed easy ones under the basket, and as we can see, it's a physical game. The girls are going at it. It's a big game on the line.
So there's been a tech foul here going against Alicia Froling, we believe.
Alicia Froling pushed her in the back, and she might have had something to say afterwards. It was definitely a foul.
Maybe some feedback.
Alicia.
A 28-point lead. I'm going to wait for another 58 seconds before I call it.
Substitution for the Venom, number 3.
We said it had to be minimum 20 points.
I'm calling it in 58 seconds.
Yeah. So now you're confident, Beck?
I was confident before.
I don't know. Final minute of the third quarter. Chance for Geelong to put their foot down. Holmes off to Shelley. Under pressure, she fires it to Holmes. Shot clock ticking down. They have to find the shot. It's Woolley. Killing Choi card. It doesn't count.
You don't mind that if you Chris Lucas used up 24 seconds. You just don't want to foul and put the Fire to the free throw line to end this quarter.
Olsen gets fouled. Basket won't count.
Number 3. Georgie Woolley, her first personal foul. To the line, Alicia Froling.
Another great crowd in attendance tonight. I love their basketball in this neck of the woods. But they're a little concerned heading into the final break. Froling 2 from 2. Still time here for Geelong to extend their advantage. Returno. Now looks to make a move into the corner. Woolley for 3, no good. Holmes at the rebound. To Shelley, puts it up. Oh, couldn't quite repeat her halftime heroics on the three-quarter time siren. But as we turn for home, Geelong Venom have opened up a 26-point lead against the fancied rivals Townsville Fire. Can they continue with it in the final quarter and cause a massive upset? Or will the Fire finish strongly? We'll find out on the other side of the break. One more quarter for the Geelong Venom to cause one of the upsets of WNBL26. Do they have the legs, the energy, the heart, the soul, the pride to get over the line tonight against the Townsville Fire, who are trying to claim top spot on the ladder at three-quarter time? Geelong 78, leading Townsville 52 as we get the final quarter underway. Jess Webster with you in commentary alongside Bet Cole, Damon Lowry and Ariana Prather courtside for us tonight at the Fire Pit. We're a little rattled, but this is a strong start. Ellis. No, it's a turnover.
They called the Townsville Fire for an illegal screen after a great turnover. They call it Mila Soa for that. That is harsh. That is harsh.
It does happen in this game when you're shepherding. I think that's the word they call it, but that is a rough call in the scheme of things for Townsville. Great turnover. It would have been a transition bucket. Sometimes that just hurts your heart as a team.
Let's head courtside to Ariana.
That's right. I was listening into the Townsville Fire as they just committed a foul. I think Alicia Frawling has to be a little bit careful. She already has that technical and is still a little chippy, but I was listening into the Townsville Fire, and no surprise here, Coach was telling his team that he wants them to get things going quickly on the offensive end. He said attack the rim as much as you can, and if you're a shooter, sit there and be ready to be lights out when they kick it out to you. But guys, you're talking about waiting to call the game until the fourth quarter. I was ready to call this game when Mackenzie Holmes kissed it off the glass and made that three, and then Shelley hit it the halftime buzzer beater. I looked Mackenzie in the eye during that interview at halftime. No smiles, no smirks, straight seriousness. She's ready to play, and she wants to win this game.
Oh, you clocked it early, Ariana. Oh, the steal from Shyla Hill. Now the pressure comes. She gets it out to Rattano. Loses a handle on it.
Who's flipping that hit?
Yeah.
That hit. Wait a minute.
They're claiming that it is Townsville ball.
That better have come off Lily's foot. If it didn't, that's a...
Might take another look.
That's off Mila's foot. That's a shocking call. That's off Mila's foot. By definition, it's not a backcourt. Nevertheless.
And we're seeing the intensity lift here in the last quarter.
Geelong just need to keep their head. 27. Do you know how hard it is, Beck, to lose a lead, to lose a 27-point lead in 9 minutes? That is hard to do. Have you ever done that?
You know me, I would never do that.
Do you have any experience with that?
Not by that margin.
You wouldn't let a team lose 27 up like this. You just wouldn't let it happen.
Never.
So a couple of Townsville players in foul trouble. Fowler and Froling both on 4 personals. Will that play a role in the last quarter? Froling misses her opportunity.
I've lost count of how many missed layups.
Geelong have increased their lead at every change. 10 at quarter time, 20 at half time, 26 at three-quarter time. Going the Holmes direction. It's stolen away by Fowler. They punish him on the transition. Soa runs into trouble. She gets fouled.
And that's one thing, you want to stay out of foul trouble, but you can see what, like Townsville's going to up the pressure. Like they're not going to just lay down. You have to just beat them. But I can see the Geelong back. They're trying to, went to like a little bit of a dribble wave, and Mackenzie Holmes is trying to get a seal. That time the pass just was off.
And normally Townsville have 4 or 5 people in double figures, and they currently only have 2 in Soa and Fowler. So they need to get shots up quick with only 8.5 minutes left in the game and this much of a margin.
Who's got to stand up for the Fire, Beck?
I would like to see Fowler get more shots up, to shoot the ball more. Soa obviously get going, and Woods is actually on 0 points. So Woods, I'd like to see her knock down a couple of shots.
Townsville get the call.
Mackenzie Holmes, good block out by Abby Ellis. Mackenzie just kind of threw her down. Is that 3-team fouls for Geelong? That's the one thing that can make this game somewhat interesting if they just put the Fire to the foul line.
26 points, 8 minutes left. Ellis to Horvat to Woods. You know the fire are going to come. Here goes Horvat. She wants options. She gives it to Ellis. Top of the arc. No good. Horvat with a rebound.
A good straight-up D from Clint Hoycard there. Exactly what you were talking about, Damon.
6 rebounds, 10 points for Clint Hoycard tonight. Hill makes a move. Doesn't get the finish.
Townsville Fire shooting 32% from the field. Turnover number 13.
And Jez Shelley is almost on double-double watch with 15 points and 8 assists. Can she get a couple more in this quarter?
Hill to Shelley. No good. Couple of missed opportunities to both sides to start this final quarter. Who can settle into it? Make their run. Soa. No good. Clint Hoycard, another important rebound. So 7th. Into the starting 5 tonight. Brett. Hands it off to Shelley. He's been one of their best. Into the corner for Hill. Shot clock ticking down. Has to work away inside for 2. Got it.
The back-legged fade. Shyla said, catch this fade. This game over with. Now, I'm so proud, Becca, the Geelong Venom. The basketball gods are so proud of the Geelong Venom. Nobody loves a comeback or bounce back more than me. It ain't always what happens to you. Like they always say, Becca, what you do after something happens to you. And Geelong have responded, and Chris Lucas is going to ask the question, can we do it again next game? You've shown it to me once. We need to see more of this.
Haven't won since round 5. They've lost their last 9, including their last 2 by a combined 70 points. Shelley, they turn it over. And they'll hand possession back to Townsville with 6 minutes on the clock.
And Beck,
Damon,
let's be clear. Townsville Fire are still championship contenders. This is a one-off, shocking game by them. But let's not get it twisted. Townsville Fire can still win the whole thing.
All that. That's a couple.
They sure can. They've proved it over the course of the season. That's why they're currently sitting 2nd on the ladder. They play a great team brand of basketball. They've got multiple opals in their team. But like we said, this is a great moment for Geelong to show their character. And Mackenzie Holmes, 30 points, 10 rebounds. Was she in your team of the year? Damon, let me know. I can't hear you.
Forster from the corner knocks down a triple.
After this Herculean effort, knocking off the second-best team on the road of all places.
At the fire pit, it's one of the hardest places to win.
So of their 4 potential losses this season, Townsville, 3 of them have been at home.
They need more cowbell.
Not enough cowbells, yeah. Alex Fowler just fouled out, and she's perplexed, as am I. It's just the way it goes.
Fowler ends her night, 12 points, 7 rebounds, while Hoops Fest is Australasia's biggest basketball culture and lifestyle festival, where it's all about hoops. The ultimate fusion of sport, culture, music and entertainment. Hoops Fest is once again taking over WA from the 15th to the 18th of January in a couple of weeks' time. Don't miss out on everything Hoops Fest has to offer. Make sure you scan the QR code for an exclusive broadcast offer, 20% off all your tickets. Looking forward to that in
You better get your tickets. You better get Hoops Fest is not to be missed. I'll be there. Don't show up just because I'm going to be there, but it's all happening. All the teams are playing WNBL games, NBL games. Sneakerland is going to be off the chain. Allen Iverson going to be strolling around.
Gonna play some one-on-one with him, David?
If I had any flexibility in my ankles and knees and hips, I'd. But I would be a little starstruck if I meet AI. I'll be honest. He's a cultural icon.
And in the WNBL, there's multiple games where the top 3 teams on the ladder are versing each other.
Oh, yeah.
Who would have thought coming into the round that the big 3 would all lose?
Not me.
This has been a serious blockbuster round. Grab your popcorn sort of basketball. This is why the WNBL is so great. Doesn't matter what night it is, anyone can win.
Cannot take your eye off the competition at the moment.
The pressure's on next round. How you gonna live up to this?
We've got 5 minutes left of this contest. Shyla Hill at the line. She's 1 point away from equaling her season high. 26 points. She's on 25. Mackenzie Holmes with 30. She's 4 points away from equaling her season record. Olsen to Froling. She made to the line for the Empire.
I mean, we still got, you know, we got just under 5 minutes to go to talk basketball. But I'm just thinking about some of the greatest upsets in just sports history.
Give it to me.
I'm thinking Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. I'm thinking, you know, Rocky Stallone beating Apollo Creed and that Russian dude.
And it's not just that Geelong are on the bottom of the ladder, but the way that they've been playing recently, well, this is just, it's chalk and cheese day and night. Shelley in the corner. No good.
And obviously, Mackenzie Holmes has had an absolute monster game, but look how the team has played. It hasn't been just sheer individual brilliance. It's been team brilliance, which will make Chris Lucas proud.
Forster bounces off the rim. Shelley takes it away. To Brett. To clinch Hoycard. This is the measured, patient approach that we've seen tonight. Off to Shelley, now makes her move. Just can't find the finish. You can see the energy of the Townsville bench. They are saying right now this game isn't over.
Well,
time now becoming a big problem.
I don't know if they're saying that, Jess. But they're still encouraging their teammates because you know, still got 3:50 to play. But no, they know. They're gonna have to just own this one back. That's sport, right? You're not gonna go undefeated. You're not gonna win every single game. This is gonna be a very hurtful loss. They're gonna review it, and then they're gonna bounce back. And who do they play next, Jess? That's the team that needs to be worried.
This team again.
Oh, back-to-back Geelong Townsville games.
But they're in the strike house, Damon.
Oh, wow, okay. We'll see.
So that kicks off round 13. Friday night at Geelong Arena. These two sides do battle again.
Boy, that's must-see TV.
So margin back to 24. Holmes, can she break her own record? 30 points. Season high of 34, the most any individual player.
I'm taking her out. I'm putting in the bench. Get down to 3 minutes, I'm putting in the bench.
I don't have much of a bench tonight.
No, but whoever's sitting over there, Lissa Pilley, take that blazer off or that hoodie. No, you probably can't play. Everybody but Lissa Pilley, I want you gotta get some of this.
Olsen off the left, got it. Shelley handing it off to Holmes. 30 points, 10 rebounds. Now Shyla Hill's also been impressive, 25 points. Rattano in the corner. Can't get it to go.
He's still helping out of that strong side cornerback, giving up wide open 3 balls, dodging bullets.
They sure are. But you have to give credit to Fire. Yes, the game might be over in regards to win-loss, but they have kept fighting. I don't think I've seen any of them give up.
No.
They've forced the Venom into 12 turnovers. That's really, their defensive pressure has really increased in the second half. And they're winning the rebound count 41-35. But this is the thing, you might win some things on the stat sheet. They've not shot the ball nearly as well as they normally do.
No.
Only 3 players in double figures. But this is where you go back to the drawing board, you get humbled.
Yep.
And you go, what did we do well? ABC. What do we need to work on? And if we want to be a championship winning team, these are the things we need to bring.
Yep. Little bit of humble pie, you know, ain't a bad thing.
Rotano pulls the trigger. Off the rim, Finch Hoycard turns it over. Olsen over the top to Froling. Crichton. No good. Froling with the rebound, then she loses it. Scrap for it on the floor. 2.5 to play here in the last. Geelong by 21.
See, a coach can only do so much, Beck. Coaches catch a lot of heat. They obviously the leader of the team. But sometimes when your team just makes a decision, it don't matter who over there coaching right now. These girls have came out and said, we had enough of this. Coaches can't make shots for you. They can't make you get back on. I mean, you know what I mean? It's up to the players 9 times out of 10 to go out there and execute and get it done. And now Chris Lucas is well within his rights to say to those girls, okay, this is who we are. Anything less than this standard, that doesn't mean we're going to win every game, but anything less than this style of play will not be accepted.
And what we spoke about pre-game and how important percentage is. So Townsville just need to keep scoring because it could play a role at the death.
Good point.
And it can play whether or not, Jess, in finals you have home or away. And if you're the likes of Perth or Townsville, who you know you are further away to other teams, you'll be travelling. Having that home court advantage can be, you just can't put a price on it.
Crichton couldn't get it to go in the corner. 16 points the difference. Stay with Geelong. 2 points left. We've seen crazier things in sport, Damon.
Jess, we ain't seeing nothing that's crazy. They're not going to win. 19-point lead with 2 minutes to go. Come on now. This game over with.
I think I said 16 earlier. I think it's 19.
Nah, it's over with. All I'm thinking about the Braveheart movie. I'm thinking about Mel Gibson. William Wallace riding on his horseback, looking at all the Scottish brethren, giving them the pep talk, the end-all pep talks. I'm thinking Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday. What would you do to go that extra inch?
I feel like half the viewers watching this will have to Google what half those movies are.
And let me tell you right now, if I say the movie's good, you better believe it's good. I'm the Buff.
It's giving me Coach Carter. Maybe some of the kids will know that.
Final minute of this contest. Horvat is wide open for 3. Gives it to Olsen. Now looks to work away inside. Off the glass for 2.
Can't wait to hear the press conference. Cannot wait for the post-match coaches' press conferences. Who called this timeout? Why y'all do that? 63 seconds to go. Ain't nothing to talk about now.
Let's take a look on the Amy replay. Olsen's move against Holmes.
And Olsen's been great in this second half. She's really given them energy, both ends of the floor, hands in, getting steals, creating offense at the other end. She looks good when she goes into that point guard role as well with the Townsville Fire.
Anybody curious about how many minutes Courtney Woods played?
Yep, because I know you've been adding them up all game.
19.
Perfect.
19 minutes, no points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists and a steal. She'll be better for the run. We all know who Courtney Woods is. And you better catch it now before she gets back to 100%.
And we all know it's confidence as well when you're coming back. Just to get that first game under you to be like, I can go at 100%. I know I can move laterally. I know I can go make a layup on the stretch, especially when it was her hamstring. She fell short on a couple of her normal shots that she's making. But all she needs is a couple warm-up games and she'll be back. She was not out for too long, and she's definitely someone the Fire needs. She averages almost 15 points a game along with those other incredible stats in every category. So she's definitely needed for some more scoring power for Fire.
Final minute at the Fire Pit. Final minute for Geelong to add maybe one more highlight to what has been a memorable night for them in their season. Rotano, shot clock ticking down, puts it up on the right. Woolley with a rebound and draws foul.
Georgia Woolley is somebody I'm I'm looking forward to seeing how her career goes. I really like her frame. I like her scoring. Like she's long, she's rangy. She can shoot the ball. I feel like she's a diamond in the rough.
One of their injury replacement players this season. Spent some time at the University of Buffalo, and then since returning home, he's played for Ballarat in the NBL1 South.
You know who else played at the University of Buffalo? Steph Reed.
Is a fun fact. It's a fun fact. 30 seconds left. Horvat. A late highlight for a team tonight.
I'm interested back to see. I hope Geelong don't celebrate like they won the championship. Shake hands, get in the locker room, and then hug it out.
Woolley makes a move. A late bucket for Geelong.
Shannon Seabaum called a timeout. Because you're right, Jess. Percentages probably. Gotta go in there and drop a play to try to get an extra deuce. Because you never know.
And you got to give credit to Townsville. I spoke about them not giving up. And their defensive being a lot better in this second half. They've held Geelong to just 10 points. Lowest of the game.
Townsville does have the best percentage in the competition with 122.
And they want to keep it.
They want to stay on top. Bendigo 111, Perth 110.
That might be their lowest quarterback of the season. I wouldn't be surprised.
So Mackenzie Holmes probably won't break her own record, but this is the third game this season she's had 30 or more points. 30, she set the tone early, 33 points against Adelaide in round 2 in one of their wins. And I lie, actually. It's the 4th time, because she had 30 points the next week against Bendigo. She broke her own season high in round 11 against Perth with 34. She's at 30 again today. Final seconds here. Olsen for 3. Can't get it done. It falls to Woolley. And they'll have the final say tonight, the Geelong Venom. On a memorable night, they caused one of the biggest upsets of WNBL26. They take down one of the title contenders by 17 points, 88-71. What an incredible performance from Geelong. It's their 4th win of the season, and they break a 9-game losing streak going back to round 5, and they finally taste victory. And what a way to do it from start to finish. They led at every change by 10 points at quarter time, by 20 at half time, by 26 by 3/4 time. They withstood every challenge that Townsville threw at them. And they walk away winners tonight. And they gather as a team to reflect on how well they played tonight, how they came together as a team. They've been under the pump. They've lost their past 2 games by combined 70 points, backs against the wall. They went into enemy territory tonight, one of the toughest road trips in WNBL26. And they performed beautifully. Led by Mackenzie Holmes, who finished with 30 points and 14 rebounds. Another amazing performance from her. Shyla Hill also finished with 25. Those two combined for 55 points.
We spoke about upsets, but this is the biggest upset due to Townsville being second, Geelong being last, but it's the margin that Geelong just won by that makes it the biggest upset.
100%.
4 players in double figures for Geelong tonight. Shelley ended with a 15 clinch, Hoycard with the 10. And for the Townsville Fire, we see Olsen off the bench, top scored with 14. 13 points to Milasoa, 12 to Fowler, 10 to Froling, including 10 rebounds. Another double-double for her tonight. But it was the Geelong Venom who came to play tonight in enemy territory. They win their 4th game of the season. They break a 9-game losing streak. And the best part about this, we get to see these 2 teams in action again next Friday night. They'll kick off round 13. And they've ended round 12 with another thrilling contest. Let's head courtside to Ariana Prather.
Thrilling is the word indeed, Mackenzie. You guys just pulled off the biggest upset the WNBL has seen this season. How proud are you of how your team went out there and performed tonight?
I'm super proud. I think that was the first time in a long time we put together a full 40 minutes. And, you know, they made their runs early in the second and third quarter, and, you know, we just kept fighting back. So I'm super proud of the way that we stuck to our game plan for 40 minutes.
Speaking of 40 minutes, you played 40 minutes and you finished with 30 points. You definitely left your heart out there on the court tonight. How rewarding does this moment feel for you?
Yeah, I mean, anytime I get to step on this court, it's a blessing. This time last year, I wasn't able to play because of my surgery and because of injury. So just the fact that I'm able to be here is just nothing but a blessing, and I'm thankful that every single day I get a chance to do what I love.
God is good. What a comeback story. Now, what does this have to say about how you guys plan on finishing the rest of this regular season?
Yeah, we know that, you know, they're coming right back to us on Friday, and, you know, we know that they're a very good team and they're going to be fired up to play us, and we're going to be fired up to play them. It's going to be another great battle. So just optimizing recovery and just getting ready to play on Friday.
An outstanding performance. I'm excited for this rematch on Friday. Thank you, Mackenzie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Ariana. And Mackenzie Holmes, who was stunning tonight, 30 points, 14 rebounds as she guided her side to victory. The fourth time this season she has scored 30 points or more. What a player, what a performance, and what a night for Geelong Venom.
That's just our style.
This is Mackenzie's forward shot chart. Beck and Damon, just another amazing job by her tonight. She was stunning.
71% from the field, including one kiss off the glass three. But look at all those little green dots inside the key, Damon.
Absolutely perfect. That is the exact kind of game that she can capable of having. Full credit to her teammates for looking after her, getting her the ball in her spots. And that is sustainable basketball. If they continue to play this style, they will be a tough beat. Not going to make the playoffs likely, but the way they play, you got to know they got a chance to win every game if they come out and play just like this.
Let's head back courtside to Ariana and soak up more of this atmosphere. Shyla Heal, her 10th game for Geelong Venom tonight, and she finally tastes victory, Ariana. Down to you.
Absolutely. She got a big taste of victory tonight. Absolutely. When you think about what just happened and what performance your team just put on, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
Probably discipline. It's something we've been talking about for a while now. Our defense has been awful the last few games, but today we really locked in, and that's what really got us this win. But it's the standard now. We need to keep doing this for the last 6 games and keep competing. We're all fighters, and finally we got to win.
You guys are definitely fighters indeed. Talk about what was going through your guys' mind and what was the message you guys were saying to each other when Townsville was chipping away at that lead and got it to within like 15 points.
Yeah, discipline. It comes back to discipline. Our defense, we started to slack off, and even offensively we started getting a bit sloppy. So we came in and we're like, come on, just finish the game, stay with discipline. We play them again on Friday, so we really need to take that into next game as well.
Well, you finished the game with 25 points. I just spoke to Mackenzie Holmes, and she talked about how this was her comeback year and how proud she was of herself. What do you have to say about your teammate inside that dominated?
Yeah, it's really nice to have a big you can chuck it down, and she has so many great moves to finish, so it's really nice to play with a big like that.
You guys were so fun to watch. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Guys.
Thanks, Ariana. Shyla Heal tonight was impressive with the 25 points. She had a delayed start to the year with a knee injury, and she finally gets her first win as a Geelong Venom player. It must feel good.
Oh, it's got to feel good, especially coming back from injury. But what pleased me so much tonight about her game was, yes, looking for her own score, but also looking for her teammates. I feel like she had the very balanced game tonight.
So Mackenzie Holmes and Shyla Heal led the way for the Geelong Venom tonight. 2 outstanding performances. They win by 17. Back in a moment to wrap it all up.
You're making me sweat, you're making me cold, and I love it. And I love it. Want some more? I'm up in my zone, touching the sky.
But what a night for the Geelong Venom. They take down the Townsville Fire by 17 points to cause one of the upsets of the WNBL26 season. These are the match stats. Jess Webster with you alongside Bet Cole and Damon Larry. Guys, what do we think Chris Lucas will be most proud of?
The fight. The comeback from your last two games. The fact you had pride, you showed up, you didn't give up, and you played 40 minutes of beautiful basketball.
Couldn't have said it better. Absolutely stunning, Damon, wasn't it? They can look at this tape and go, this is what we're capable of.
That's what they're capable of. I'm just so proud. I'm proud of my heart. This is why you play basketball. To win the unwinnable game, I thought they had no chance. On paper, they wasn't supposed to even be in the game, but the game is not played on paper. It's played on the hardwood, and they got it done.
So Townsville missed an opportunity to take over top spot on the ladder. This is Bunnings Warehouse ladder at the end of round 12. The big three all had losses. Bendigo, Townsville, Perth all lost, and the race for fourth spot continues with the Flyers and the Capitals locked on wins. But tonight, it's a day to remember for the Geelong Venom. They struck at the fire pit and they take down Townsville by 17 points for their fourth win of the year. And they snap a 9-game losing streak and come out winners with a big grin tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.